Have you ever noticed that the people who are truly building wealth rarely feel the need to convince you that they are wealthy? The person constantly talking about money often wants the room to recognize him. But the person quietly controlling assets, relationships, information, and opportunities usually wants something completely different. He wants to understand the room, and that difference can become worth millions over a lifetime. Because wealth that constantly needs witnesses becomes expensive to maintain. Status that depends on applause becomes fragile, and success that must always be displayed eventually turns into a costume you are afraid to take off. The world teaches people to do the opposite. Make money, show it. Buy something expensive, post it. Close a deal, announce it. New house, new car, new watch, new income level. Turn every private achievement into public evidence that you are winning. But people who understand real leverage eventually learn a different rule. Not everything valuable becomes stronger when it is exposed. Some things become stronger when they are protected. Your next move, your financial position, your relationships, your ideas, your ambitions, your weaknesses. The man who understands this does not disappear from the world. He simply refuses to give the world unlimited access to him. Because attention is never completely free. Attention creates expectations. Expectations create pressure. Pressure creates obligations. And obligations can quietly consume the very freedom money was supposed to create. Once everybody knows what you have, many of them begin forming opinions about what you should do with it. They decide what you can afford, how generous you should be, what you should drive, where you should live, who you should support, and what kind of person someone at your level is supposed to become. Eventually, you are no longer simply living, you are managing a character. And managing a character costs money, energy, focus, and peace. This is why privacy is not weakness. It is not dishonesty. It is not hiding from lawful responsibility. Privacy is the ability to preserve options. Integrity means you honor your agreements, handle your responsibilities, pay what you lawfully owe, and make your word valuable. But integrity does not mean strangers deserve access to your entire blueprint. You can be honest without being exposed. You can be successful without turning success into entertainment. You can become powerful without giving everyone a front row seat to the construction. The modern economy does something very clever. It teaches people to confuse visibility with importance. Followers become status. Likes become validation. Attention begins feeling like influence. And eventually, people start optimizing their lives for what can be displayed, rather than for what can be owned. But visibility and leverage are not the same thing. Sometimes they move in opposite directions. The more your financial life becomes a performance, the more your decisions become influenced by the audience watching the performance. Suddenly, you do not only ask, "Is this decision intelligent?" You ask, "How will this look?" And that second question can become incredibly expensive. While one person is announcing his next business, another person is quietly acquiring customers. While one person is posting screenshots, another is building systems. While one person is buying symbols of wealth, another is buying ownership. And ownership wins because applause does not compound, attention does not compound, a luxury photograph does not compound, but assets compound, skills compound, knowledge compounds, trust compounds, relationships with the right people compound, a strong reputation built over years compounds. That is why one of the most dangerous financial habits is allowing your ego to become your investment advisor. The moment you need strangers to recognize that you are successful, your spending changes. You stop purchasing only for utility and begin purchasing for reaction. The car is no longer transportation. It becomes a message. The watch is no longer an object. It becomes a signal. The house is no longer shelter. It becomes evidence. The restaurant becomes content. The vacation becomes proof. And suddenly your capital, the very thing capable of creating more freedom, is being consumed to maintain an image of freedom. That is how someone can earn an extraordinary income and still have very little power. Because real power is not the number people think you earn. It is how many options you have when life changes. Can you walk away from a terrible opportunity? Can you survive if your income falls? Can you invest during a downturn instead of panicking? Can you take 6 months to build something without needing immediate validation? Can you leave a toxic situation without destroying your finances? Can you protect the people you love without begging someone else for permission? That is wealth. Cash reserves create options. Low fixed expenses create options. Valuable skills create options. Multiple income sources create options. Ownership creates options. Good relationships create options. And none of those things require strangers to be impressed. So build a life where your capability is always larger than your appearance. Let people underestimate your income. Let them underestimate your knowledge. Let them underestimate your network. Let your financial reality be stronger than the version people see from the outside. You do not need to correct every assumption. Sometimes being underestimated is one of the most useful positions you can occupy, because when people underestimate you, something interesting happens. They become less guarded. They speak more freely. They reveal what they really think. They reveal how they behave when they believe there is nothing to gain from impressing you. And that information is incredibly valuable. You begin discovering who keeps promises, who exaggerates, who respects people without status, who disappears when conditions become difficult, and who only becomes friendly when they believe you can provide something. The person desperate to be noticed spends most of his time being observed. The person comfortable in silence can become the observer. And observation produces clarity. In business, it helps you understand incentives. In investing, it helps you separate hype from value. In negotiation, it helps you notice what people are not saying. In leadership, it helps you understand personalities before assigning responsibility. In relationships, it helps you distinguish genuine loyalty from convenience. The person who does not need to dominate every conversation often hears what everyone else misses. That is a different kind of power. Not manipulation, not intimidation. Clarity. And clarity becomes even more important in a world that encourages people to announce everything before it has been built. People announce the company before they have customers. They announce the investment before they understand the downside. They announce the transformation before they have developed the discipline required to complete it. Then the praise arrives early. Amazing idea. You're going to crush it. Congratulations. The brain gets a small emotional reward while the real work has barely started. This is why talking can become dangerous. Talking can feel like achievement. But announcing the plan is not execution. Buying expensive equipment is not execution. Designing a beautiful logo is not execution. Telling everybody that you are going to become wealthy is not wealth. Execution is progress. Customers are progress. Revenue is progress. Knowledge is progress. Ownership is progress. Discipline is progress. And some of the most important forms of progress are almost invisible. A portfolio quietly increases. A debt quietly decreases. A skill becomes sharper. A business relationship becomes stronger. Cash reserves accumulate. Your reputation among serious people improves. Your ability to recognize bad decisions grows. Nobody claps for these things every morning. Then one day people see the outcome and say, everything changed so fast. But nothing changed fast. They simply did not see the years when the foundation was being built. The most dramatic transformations often look sudden from the outside because the most important part happened where nobody was watching. That is why you must become comfortable with invisible progress. When nobody notices, continue. When nobody congratulates you, continue. When someone misunderstands you, continue. When social media makes somebody else's life appear 10 years ahead of yours, continue. Your scoreboard cannot always depend on the crowd, because once your standards become internal, the crowd loses the ability to move you with every opinion. But building quietly does not mean building alone. There is a major difference between privacy and isolation. Real wealth is rarely created by a person who refuses relationships. You still need mentors, partners, clients, advisors, employees, friends, experts, people who understand things you do not understand, and people who see opportunities you cannot see alone. The goal is not to lock everyone out. The goal is to become intentional about who gets access and how much access they receive. Trust should grow in layers. Partnership should be tested through behavior. Not every acquaintance needs to understand your finances. Not every friend needs to know the full size of your ambition. Not every person asking a question deserves the complete answer. That is not paranoia. That is boundaries. And boundaries become increasingly important as the things you are responsible for become more valuable. Protect your attention because distraction has a cost. Protect your reputation because trust takes years to build. Protect your passwords because digital security is financial security. Protect your family because not every part of your life belongs online. Protect your contracts, intellectual property, and confidential information. Protect your ability to think without hundreds of outside opinions entering every decision. And protect your privacy while remaining completely within lawful and ethical boundaries. A real strategy should never require wrongdoing to remain hidden. If your wealth disappears the moment people discover what you are doing, you do not have a strategy. You have a countdown. Real wealth can survive daylight. It simply does not require a spotlight. And when you study lasting wealth, you discover that it is usually built through control, not control over people, but control over productive things. Ownership of assets, ownership of equity, ownership of intellectual property, control over your time, control over distribution, control over decisions, control over systems that can create value repeatedly. If you own a business capable of operating without your constant presence, that is leverage. If you own assets producing cash flow, that is leverage. If you have rare skills people are willing to pay for, that is leverage. If you have liquidity when everyone else is desperate, that is leverage. Notice how none of these require fame. In fact, Anonymity can sometimes become an advantage because it gives you room to experiment. You can test something, fail, learn, rebuild, and try again without every mistake becoming part of your public identity. This is especially powerful in investing in business because some of the best opportunities appear before consensus. When everybody agrees that something is amazing, prices may already reflect that excitement. Competition increases, margins compress, the easy advantage disappears. This does not mean blindly moving against the crowd. It means developing enough judgment to analyze opportunities without needing the crowd to approve first. During good times, intelligent builders create liquidity. During excitement, they study risk. During easy money, they strengthen foundations. Then difficult conditions eventually appear: a recession, correction, distressed business, unexpected opportunity. And the person everyone thought was too conservative suddenly has the ability to act. Cash, credit, knowledge, patience, relationships. That is not luck. That is preparation. That is strategic silence. And now comes the question that reveals whether you control money or whether money is helping you perform for other people. If nobody could ever see what you purchased, would you still purchase it? If the logo disappeared from the shirt, would you want it? If nobody knew the price of the watch, would it still matter? If nobody saw the car, would you need that specific one? If your house could never be posted online, would you still choose the same size? These questions are uncomfortable because a large percentage of consumption is actually communication. We purchase signals. Signals that say we succeeded. Signals that say we belong. Signals that say we have taste, intelligence, status, or power. There is nothing automatically wrong with enjoying beautiful things. The problem begins when the signal becomes more important than the financial position behind it. Because every signal has a price, and some prices continue for decades. The expensive car creates a payment. The larger house creates larger ongoing costs. The lifestyle establishes a new baseline. That baseline becomes an expectation. The expectation creates fear of losing status. And now, instead of your wealth creating freedom, your lifestyle demands constant performance. This is why someone earning $300,000 can have less flexibility than somebody earning $80,000. Income tells only one part of the story. You must also examine debt, obligations, liquidity, ownership, resilience, time, and peace. Imagine one person can afford 10 but spends 4. Another can afford 10 and spends 10. The second may look richer. The first has unused capacity, and unused capacity is power. He can invest when prices fall. He can wait for the right opportunity. He can survive a setback. He can walk away from the wrong people. He can take intelligent risks because his lifestyle is not holding a knife to his throat. That is why legacy builders ask a different question. They do not ask, "How successful can I look this year?" They ask, "How resilient can this structure become over the next 20 years?" They think about liquidity, investments, insurance, succession, legal planning, diversification, risk management, cybersecurity, accounting, cash flow, and ownership. These things are boring compared with luxury content, but boring foundations protect extraordinary lives. So stop chasing only what can be seen. Study recurring revenue, study margins, study contracts, study ownership, study human behavior, study risk, learn how value actually moves. Let the money once used to purchase validation begin purchasing assets. Let money once used to purchase attention purchase time. Let money once spent proving you are free actually create freedom. And when people underestimate you, resist the need to immediately prove them wrong. Let them believe you are ordinary while you learn. Save, invest, build, network, protect, compound. Years from now, some of those same people may look at the result and call you lucky. Let them. They were not present for the thousands of decisions nobody applauded, because wealth is not simply what enters your account. Wealth is what you can keep, what you can control, what continues producing after the excitement disappears, what gives you options when circumstances change, what lets you sleep without desperately protecting an image. And this kind of wealth is almost never created by someone obsessed with being seen. It is created by someone obsessed with becoming capable, someone willing to delay gratification, someone willing to learn in private, someone willing to improve when nobody is watching, someone who understands that silence is not emptiness. Silence is where plans become clearer. Silence is where discipline becomes identity. Silence is where capital has time to compound. Silence is where weak ideas can fail cheaply before they become expensive mistakes. And silence is where strong foundations become powerful enough to survive pressure. So stop announcing every move. Stop requiring strangers to validate every milestone. Become comfortable with progress nobody knows about. Become comfortable being underestimated. You are not building for applause. You are building for options. You are building for security. You are building for freedom. You are building for legacy. If this message speaks to you, write this in the comments. I build in silence. Protect your peace. Protect your strategy. Protect your future. Let your results arrive before your announcement. Build quietly. Move intelligently. Stay grounded. And when the world finally notices, make sure you have already built something worth protecting. We rise without needing to announce it.